Good morning, bro. What's going on, bro? You and me, we're going to start the day right. Because today, we're going to get the truth, bro. We're going to get the whole truth and nothing but the truth. If you don't want to hear the truth, you're in the wrong place. There's no politics here, bro. There's no bullshit here, bro. Here, you have the right and the freedom to be you. Oh, baby, I'm getting those sounds. Yeah. Makes me mellow to the core, bro. I'm digging it. Are you digging it? Because here, we are all chill. Here, we are all chill. Here, we are all about being real. You want fluff? Go eat a fucking marshmallow. Ain't no fluff here. What we have here is attitude, bro. 100% attitude. My freedom of speech. A freedom that I revel in, bro. A freedom that I have earned. 30 years in the wrestling business, bro. And I'm still standing. Yeah, I've been blackballed, bro. But guess what? I still have my integrity. I still have my pride. And at the end of the day, bro, that's all that matters. You don't like me, bro? Real simple. Turn me off. Because I'm not going away. I'm going to be here all day and every day, right here on Russo's brand, telling you the truth. Giving you the truth right between the eyes. Deal with it or go home. Stand up or sit down. That's up to you. Me, I'm still standing, bro. Yes, I am. I am still standing, bro. I am Vince Russo, for those of you who don't know. And I am still standing. It's been, wow, bro. It's been about 31 years in the wrestling business. I got in officially in about 1991. And speaking of that, bro, I officially got into the wrestling business through a gentleman by the name of John Arezzi, bro. And, you know, back in the day, John and myself, we certainly had our differences. But as they say, man, time heals all wounds. And John and I have become friends, you know, good friends in our later years. And I just want to share, I mean, John came down with a bad case of COVID this week, man. And I was very, very, very concerned about John. But I saw that he just put out a tweet that he has kicked out and he has turned the corner. And I was very, very, very happy to hear that. So good for our good friend, John Arezzi. And, you know, guys, just stay safe, man. Just protect yourself and stay as safe as you possibly can. We got some headline news today. I really felt bad about the Brian Kendrick situation, only because I worked with Brian. And I was always a big fan of Brian. Brian, to me, and I'm just talking about my relationship with him, was always a stand-up, laid-back, mellow, cool kind of guy. And I really, really enjoyed working with Brian. I really like Brian as a human being. Evidently, I guess the story is, 11 years ago, Brian Kendrick said some things that people may have deemed offensive. And 11 years later, he's going to be fired for those comments he made. Guys, you know what really saddens me in this day and age? Like whatever happened to forgiveness? Um, the Bible and the life of Jesus Christ was built on forgiveness. That was the message, but it just seems like we live in a world today where nobody will forgive anybody else. Like you haven't made mistakes in your life. Guys, I hate to break the news to you, and I don't think this is going to be earth-shattering. We have all said things in our lifetime that we have regretted later. All of us, bro. Every single one of us. And, once you say something, you can't take it back. It's already out there. All you could do is apologize for that, learn, and move on. But we have all said things that we regret. Why, bro? Because we are not perfect human beings. We are absolutely flawed human beings. We are absolutely sinners. Thankfully, we have the forgiveness of God. But I just felt bad about that with Brian, because Brian's a really cool dude. And one thing I'm trying to wrap my head around that I don't understand when it comes to, mainstream, and even when it comes to wrestling, why are the sentences different? I don't understand it. Who's making up the rules for whether you're suspended, whether you've got to go to counseling, or whether we're just going to outright fire you? I don't know who's making those rules, and that's what I'm having a real issue with. To me, if there's going to be rules, then there should be rules across the board. But that's not what's going on. What's going on is it really all depends on who the person is. And I really think that is unfair, and I really think that is unfortunate. But I am just going to tell you, bro, in my years of working with Brian Kendrick, sweetheart of a guy, man. Brian Kendrick doesn't want to hurt anybody. He has apologized. There's nothing more he could do. At the end of the day, bro, we need to show a little bit of forgiveness, just like I've forgiven Sonny, still bitter after all these years. Oh no, Sonny holds a 23-year vendetta against me because, quite frankly, back in 1999, when he was managing Ernest the Cat Miller, before I got to WCW, once I arrived on the scene, I unfortunately decided Cat didn't need somebody talking for him because he was a great speaker. So I didn't feel it was necessary to have Sonny Ono be his mouthpiece anymore. That was a creative decision I made. It was nothing personal. It was strictly creative. I'd make the same decision today. Ernest the Cat Miller does not need somebody talking for him, but Sonny has carried this grudge on for 23 years, accusing me of being a lot of things and calling me a lot of names. And, recently he has now come up with a story about alleged storylines that I pitched or submitted to WCW and Standards and Practices, which are absolutely false, absolutely untrue. There are people to verify that. It's not just me. So I decided yesterday to have a little bit of fun with this in our poll. Today we got a little more serious poll But yesterday we had a little bit of fun, bro. You know, you got to take the edge off of things once in a while. And yesterday's poll was, according to Still Bitter After All These Years, Sonny Ono, an SNP rep, that should be an SNP rep, bro, not WCW. An SNP, Standards and Practices rep from WCW 23 years ago, informed him that the character Vince Russo had wanted to blow up a bus full of luchadors. Yes, kill them, murder them. Now, if this tall tale were indeed true, which it obviously is not, somebody is lying. I'm not going to accuse Sonny of lying, because maybe it was the SNP guy, or maybe the SNP guy is getting this confused with something else. I don't know. But if this were indeed true, which it is not, what was Vince's finish to the story? Because, bro, at the end of the day, listen, I always go back to logic. Those of you that know me through russosbrand.com, patreon.com, Russo TWC, you know I always go back to logic. So logically, if I submitted to Standards and Practices, we are going to blow up a bus full of luchadors. We are going to kill a bus full of luchadors. Well, logically, then, how do I get out of that story? What happens next? Because that's what I want to know. Where in God's good name was I going with this? So here's the poll. According to Still Bitter After All These Years, Sonny Ono, an SMP rep from WCW 23 years ago, informed them that the character Vince Russo had wanted to blow a bus full of luchadors. Now, if this tall tale were indeed true, which it is obviously not, what was Vince's finish to the story? A, Vince would have been arrested and put on death row. Okay, that's one way we could have went. B, Vince would have literally gotten away with murder. Or C, Vince would have went MIA and come back under a hood as El Yankee. So now the first one, Vince would have been arrested and put on death row. 14%. We got 629 votes. 14%. 19% said Vince would have literally gotten away with murder. 19%. And the number one answer, Vince would have went missing in action and come back under a hood as El Yankee. 67%. So I want to thank you guys for finishing my alleged story, which never took place. But you finished it anyway with, I would have disappeared. I would have came back wearing a lucha mask, I guess, as El, who was it again? El who? El Yankee. El Yankee. So I thank you guys for finishing up that story for me. We got a more serious poll today, guys, and I really want to get your grasp on this one. So many things happening in the WWE, bro. Triple H disappearing from the scene. Now we're hearing Shane McMahon allegedly getting fired. We are always constantly hearing about, is the WWE for sale? Is it not for sale? So I wanted to take a more serious poll today that I am very, 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 very interested in. And here is today's poll, guys, and I really want you all to chime in on this one. I want to see what you think. Where do you see the WWE in 10 years? In 10 years, where do you see the WWE? Number one, Vince still running it. So he'll be 85 years old. Number 2, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H in charge. Number 3, Shane McMahon at the helm. Number 4, owned by Disney. And number 5, owned and operated by The Rock's $7 production company. Those are 5 very, 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 very realistic results. 10 years from now, where will the WWE be? I really want to hear what you have to say. Guys, there's a lot of conspiracies going on concerning this. One of them is, did Triple H indeed have a cardiac incident? Also, bro, there's the relationship that goes back for decades between Nick Khan and The Rock. You know, Nick Khan is now the business manager, whatever his title is, of the WWE. Nick Khan's the one making all these big deals now, but he goes way back with The Rock, and they have a relationship. So again, is that a conspiracy? Was Nick Khan brought into the fold to take a look at the company, and maybe one day The Rock's production company wants to buy? The Rock bought the XFL, so is that out of the equation? Rock knows a lot of people in Hollywood. Rock can certainly, bro, raise a lot of money. A lot of interesting tidbits, guys. These are the things we talk about on a daily basis on russosbrand.com. And it's not just me, bro. We've got some of the best in the business, man. We've got Big Vito and his wife, Noelle. We've got the great Taylor Hendricks, the franchise Shane Douglas, ODB. We've got Stevie Ray of Harlem Heat. We've got Al Snow and Head. He brings Head along with him. We've got EC3. We've got the great Ben Hameen, Stevie Richards. We got the brilliant and lovely first female backstage interviewer at TNA, Goldilocks. We've got Just Incredible. We've got Angel Medina of the Baldies, and we've got the beautiful people, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky. We are always adding to that roster. Everybody chimes in on all the hottest topics in professional wrestling. You're not just getting my view, you're getting the view of another people. And I also want to tell you guys, over on patreon.com, Russo TWC, I recently had an email exchange with Vince McMahon back in October. And I am revealing the content of those emails in a series called Vince versus Vince. I'm going to play a clip of that right now. This is over at patreon.com/Russo TWC. Here's a clip from the latest show. Russo'sBrand.com, where the pros are the pros. Vince versus Vince. I fully believe that in a consultant role, I could be a great value to you. I could work directly with you, even if it meant just sending you my thoughts, ideas, insights on a weekly basis. However, you think I would be most suitable in adding my 30 years of insight, knowledge, and experience to your company and product. Hope you give it some consideration. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, guys, I believe that's where we left it, where I had some communication with him in like 20 years. And I've basically said to him, I'm not looking for a job. If I could help you in some kind of a consulting role, I am available. That's kind of where we are now. So now let's progress the story. This was, I wrote that the next day on September 7th. I had not heard from him in a month. Now it's October 13th, guys. and I not heard anything from Vince. So now I'm following up. All right, guys. So you will get that follow-up email and what transpires, and it becomes a little explosive, bro. I'll give you that much. It becomes a little explosive, a little bit. You want to check that out, bro. Vince versus Vince, guys. That's on patreon.com/Russo TWC. I've been telling you a lot about Patreon the last couple of days because Patreon charges you at the beginning of every month, regardless of when you join. Every month they charge you. So today is only the 3rd of February. It is very early in the month. You want to get in early, bro, so you'll have access to the entire month. I also want to tell everybody listening now across all 3 platforms, some questions you're asking me are coming in, but guys, every Friday I do a Q&A right here. Every single Friday. I usually do it about 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time across all 3 platforms. You could ask me anything you want to ask me. We could talk about whatever you want to ask me. That is going to happen tomorrow. Also, guys, I just want to tell you we got channelattitude.com where we stand for and we represent a platform of freedom of speech. And if you are an advocate of the freedom of speech, then I'd appreciate your support on channelattitude.com. Right now, we got a couple of shows. We got the Joker's Mustache, where myself and the great R.D. Reynolds, R.D. actually wrote The Death of WCW, but we both love our Batman 66, and we break down every single episode, bro. That's on channelattitude.com. And the 2 great comedians, Reverend Bob Levy and Shuley, formerly of The Stern Show, they do their own show called The BS Show, bro. And that is on channelattitude.com. It's comedy the way comedy used to be. So if you stand for and support freedom of speech, then support us over at channelattitude.com. Guys, I really want you to take this poll, man. I really want to sink my teeth into where you think the WWE is going to be in 10 years. And I will come back here tomorrow and we will talk all about that. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. And listen, man, one word of advice. Be the absolute best you can be. That's the only thing you can control. God bless you, everybody. I will see you tomorrow.